welcome back to Aubrey Books and Coffee. Please grab your favorite beverage of choice and join me. It's June, guys. Hallelujah. It's June. So I know several of you are going to be doing crazy readathons this month. Please let me know below. Go ahead and post a link if you can, or at least tell me about them, and we'll make sure to share them. I'm always wanting to give more love to other booktubers out there, and especially their readathon games. So let me know. I, on the other hand, am taking a break. I am going to be relaxing after Escape last month. I'm exhausted. I'm just going to enjoy a nice month of making sure I can hit my library as much as possible, get stuff off my shelves that I need to, try to get caught up on the books that I still need to finish from previous months. And oh yeah, I got some buddy reads and book clubs as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see how many rolls we're going to have. All right, new month, yay! How many rolls will we get this month? Ooh, 3. I like that. I'll take that. And our first prompt of the month is a book. Okay. And first card, the book says, to fulfill a bingo square. Woohoo! Our first roll got us to fulfill a bingo prompt, which I love because that means getting something off my shelf, and it means I get to maybe get a bingo and clear the board. So we'll have to wait till we get to that part of the checklist, and then we'll get to see what this one fulfills. Roll number 2. I'll be right back. As I was saying, roll number 2 is a wine glass, and the prompt is a romance. The second roll got us a romance, and I am excited about this one so much because for the romance, I chose Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen. I have been wanting to read this. I have a gorgeous edition. It is beloved by Cassidy, Mel, I think even maybe Lexi. But it's supposed to be, I think I like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but a why choose? And so we have this girl who's trying to rescue her father and 4 very handsome fate princes. So I'm very excited to get to this. I know it's going to be juicy and amazing. And Vanessa said that she's been wanting to read it too. So I'm going to hopefully be buddy reading with her. And our last roll, another wine glass. And it says, most anticipated read, but we got a coffee break. Wah, wah. Roll 3 got us most anticipated read, and for me, it's one that's been on my shelf for a while, but I love, love, love the author so much, and that's Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. This is the author of Serpent and the Wings of Night series. I love her writing style so much. I've been wanting to read this for quite a while. In this, we're going to be following Tisana, who was a slave, and the day that she was supposed to be able to buy her freedom, instead bad things happened and got out of hand, and she ended up killing the most powerful man in Threll. So now people are after her, and the only way she can save herself is to join a group called the Orders. They all have magic, and they all may be able to band together to take down her previous masters. But in order to learn what she needs to, in order to fight well, she has to be apprenticed with Maxentrius, I think is how you pronounce that, who, by the way, can't stand her. So, like, I'm all in for that right there, too. And I'm just excited to see. I've heard such great things about this, and I cannot wait. Get to use the beautiful cup I got in a book box. Love it, love it. And I choose... I get to get a new bookmark. Thank you, coffee break. Last month you were mean to me, but this month it's in my favor. Instead of getting a bookmark though, because I have a million beautiful bookmarks in these little bookmark holders I have all over my bookshelves. So instead I decided to get Book Babe put up her summer shirts, and I realized I didn't have a bookish actual summer themed shirt yet. So that's what I chose. Look at this. How cute is that? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. She has absolutely the best designs, doesn't she? Oh my gosh. I'll make sure to link her below in case any of you want to go visit her store. She does everything herself, so small business support as well. Now we get to do our apothecary jar. It's been some interesting ones in here. Let's see. And it says, The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. Ooh. The apothecary jar was actually perfect because June is a summer month, right? And so we're going to get a summer camp book. I'm excited. We selected The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. This follows Emma, who 15 years ago was at summer camp, and in the middle of the night, 3 of her bunkmates were sneaking on out of the cabin, shh, as they closed the door smiling. Unfortunately, the girls were never seen again. So fast forward 15 years, and now Emma is a rising star artist in New York City, and she took the past pain of that event and has turned it into paintings, which draws the attention of a very wealthy woman who actually owns that same summer camp. So she gets a hold of Emma and begs her to come back to the summer camp to be a counselor there, like a art painting kind of counselor. Emma kind of hems and haws about it for a little while, but then decides maybe she should. Maybe this would provide her some closure from the horrible ordeal that happened. So she agrees and she goes back to the camp. Shortly after being at camp, though, of course, some strange things start happening. Some kids start going missing and some secrets get revealed. Now we get to do the Advent jar. Yay! Love it, love it, love it. And it looks like the first one will be, ooh, The Tenant by Frida McFadden. Yes, please. And the second one, The Love Haters by Catherine Center. Woohoo! Oh, Advent jar, you are my friend. So with this, we drew 2 really great books. The first being The Tenant by Frida McFadden. This was going to follow Blake, who was actually really happy with his life up until he abruptly gets fired from his job as VP in marketing. Now he can't make the mortgage payments that he and his fiance have on their dream home. Enter Whitney, a beautiful, charismatic woman who would love to rent a room in their house, and it seems like everything is just falling into place perfectly. Or is it? We also drew The Love Haters by Catherine Center. Katie was burned by love in the past, so she has no desire for romance whatsoever. Unfortunately, she hears wind that she's about to get laid off from her job as a video producer. Enter her coworker Cole, who says, I have a job offer for you. How about you follow a Coast Guard buddy of mine who's a rescue swimmer for the Coast Guard, and we do kind of a profile on him. She agrees to this and finds out that this is actually Cole's brother, and we're getting in some drama. And by the way, Katie can't swim. Now choosing from our beautiful book editions, books that come in the book boxes, we have, ooh, The Last Hour Between Worlds. The book box jar gave us The Last Hour Between Worlds by Melissa Caruso. We're going to be following Kimbrel, who is going to be spending the first few hours away from her newborn for the first time at a party, and she's so excited. She's determined to have a good time until guests just start dropping dead. So she apparently is not going to get to enjoy this party and instead needs to go to work because part of her job is to hunt what's going on, and she has a nose for it. They call her the Hound. And so she goes immediately to try to figure out the mystery of what's happening. She meets up with a nemesis, both professionally and apparently personally, named Rika. And together they have to figure out what's happening before time runs out. So it sounds kind of like a strange sci-fi kind of mystery thing. So we'll see. All right, it's time for Bookopoly. I'm excited. Let's see what we get. 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 means I get to spin my number wheel. And so with the Bookopoly roll, we landed on the color wheel. So I spun the wheel, and when I got to that number, I then went to GoodReads and I went down my list to see what it ended up being. And it landed on Haunting Adeline, which is so funny because I only added this because Kim had said, you want to talk about something kind of spicy and naughty, you should read this one. So here we are. And I'm glad she kind of gave me a warning of what to expect with it, because all it says on GoodReads is it has a heading of the manipulator, and it says she can manipulate emotions of everyone but the shadow. And then under the shadow, it says he never planned on falling in love, but he can't keep away from her even when she asks him to. So we'll see. Okay, here we go again. So as always, I hope to only have to roll 3 times, but if I repeat a space, I have to add a roll, but only 1 time. If I get a bingo, I can clear the whole board, which is amazing, and add a check mark on my TBR card that gets me closer to getting a book. If I get 2 roll agains in a row, I get to pick what I'm gonna do, because dadgummit, it gets boring otherwise. So without further ado, a peppermint, so something in that column. Okay, I can do this. A peppermint. Peppermint, and peppermint is not taken yet. Woohoo! Fantasy. So I get to do a fantasy. Bingo roll number 1 got us fantasy, which I'm a-okay with. For that, I chose Defy the Night by Bridget Kimmerer. This is a YA author, and I've enjoyed other series that this author has done, so I'm expecting to enjoy this one as well. In this story, we're going to be following Tessa and her best friend Wes. And basically in this kingdom, there's a sickness that's ravaging the whole kingdom and killing everybody off. But there is a very, very small amount of hope in a cure that's caused by, or is produced by, a moonflower. There's just not enough to go around. So Tess and her best friend Wes are tired of their friends and family being sick and dying. So they sneak in to the forest and they grab this moonflower, and they're secretly making it and distributing it among the people and the friends that they know. Unfortunately, it stops working. So Tessa does the unthinkable. She breaks into the actual castle itself of the king to try to find out what's going on and to get her hands on something that maybe could help. But what she finds in the castle makes her think the only way to truly help her friends, family, and the kingdom is to possibly destroy the king himself. So sounds really interesting and really good, and I am excited for it. Roll number 2. A cookie, something in this column. A roll again, that's my first one. And a cookie. So cookie and a cookie, not taken yet, is red on the cover. Ooh, I'm getting closer to a bingo. Our second roll got us red on the cover, which for this one, I'm going to go with the word red as well as the color red. And I chose Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is one that so many people have been reading and talking about. I've had it a couple times as an option on my book club, but it never quite made it. So I'm going to go ahead and read it now. I am fully aware this adds another series onto my list, but I really, really, really feel like it fits the prompt perfectly. It's been on my shelf for a very long time, and I've been wanting to read this and see what the hype is for such a long time. In this, we're going to be following Darrow, whose wife was taken. His people were enslaved. And so now for justice, he's going to join the enemy in order to take them down from the inside. So I can't wait. This feels like it's going to have all the things. If you've read this series, let me know below what you thought of it and if you think I'll like it. And our last roll, a book, something in that column. Let's go smallest. A cookie, a book and a cookie. And that would normally add, but remember, one of my TBR game prompts said to fulfill a bingo square. So can I use that here in place of rolling, or do I have to do it in addition to? I bet I have to do it in addition to. All right, fine. I hear you guys, fine. I'm adding a roll. Roll again. First one. Coffee. A book and coffee is also already taken. So not going to work. Book and cookie is taken. Come on, there's literally 3 other options here. Peppermint, thank you. And I got the smallest book, finally. Our third roll got us the smallest book on my shelf, which was You'll Be the Death of Me by Karen M. McManus. And this sounds YA. It sounds cute in a very murdery way. It follows Ivy, Mateo, and Cal. And basically they used to be super close and inseparable. But as years progress, you know, friendships kind of separate a little bit. It's what happens. They're getting ready to go into high school, and Ivy, who's a type A student, has lost the student council to a class clown of all things. So she's feeling pretty dejected. Cal ends up being stood up yet again, so can't find love no matter how hard he tries. And poor Mateo, who's a heartthrob, has to have multiple jobs to try to keep their family afloat because they family just lost their family business. So the 3 of them could not be more different and could not be more separate in what they're doing. Unfortunately, a really bad day happens at high school one day, so all 3 decide they will, band together once again and maybe just skip school. Let's just go into the city. Let's just skip school like old time's sake, And so they're chatting and having a good time and kind of trying to rekindle that friendship. And they see another kid from their school that skipped. And they thought, well, let's just follow him and see what he's up to. They follow him all right to his own murder. Now, what are the 3 friends going to do? I'm salty. Roll number 4. Coffee cup, anything in that column. Coffee cup and a cookie is favorite trope. Yay! All right, we're getting there. Rule number 4 of the book bingo board got me my favorite trope, which is enemies to lovers, or why choose. I really love both of them. So naturally, I had to pick for this one. The next in the series, book 2, which is Feral Blood by Eva Chase. We're going to continue following Talia and her captors, and I'm excited. I got this gorgeous edition signed by Eva Chase when I was at Apothecary, and I've been really wanting to dive back in and see my boys. So I'm excited to do that. And since I do need to fulfill that first prompt we got in our game of a bingo square, I choose the backlist archive because I have several authors I have backlist I need to archive. And look, guys, woohoo! Bingo! Clear board next month. Is it cheating? Maybe. Am I going to do it anyway? Yeah. And I told you we were going to circle back to our very first prompt roll that we had at the beginning of the game, that is choosing a bingo square. So I chose backlist. Yes, I did. So for this one, I'm going to be reading Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco. This is book 2 in the Prince of Sin series, which is the spinoff series of Kingdom of the Wicked series. I know that's a lot. I'm sorry, but it's fantastic. I love Carrie Maniscalco's writing style, and I love every character that I've met so far in this series. And I am excited to read this newest edition. Once again, we're playing Leandra's game. Love it, love it. And last time we were up there at the top. Let's see how we do. Ooh, double ones. I'll take that. 1, 2. Oh, another favorite trope. The game loves me. And Leandra's game of the TBRATHON is so much fun. And so that's why I'm playing it all year long, guys. Expect it. And so for this one, we landed on favorite trope, which, like I just said previously, is enemies to lovers, or why choose. And because I am trying to get those 59 series on down, I chose book 3 in my series by Eva Chase. Book 3 is going to be Kings of Moonlight. And so obviously I won't be starting that until I finish book 2. But I'm so excited to finally have this whole book read by the end of the month. For the number generator, I again spun the wheel and again took that number to my GoodReads Want to Read shelf and scrolled on down. And it landed on The Baby Dragon Cafe by A.T. Krishi. I apologize. This says it only has a 3.2 on GoodReads, and that makes me a little nervous. I'm hoping it gives good, cozy vibes. This is one of my 25 and 2025, so I was really looking forward to it. The premise sounds so cute, you guys. We're following Saphira. She opens up her dream cafe that's going to allow baby dragons to come in with their humans. Unfortunately, no matter how good she is with the baby dragons, they're baby dragons. So they do have some destruction that they cause inside this cafe. And unfortunately, the coffee is not enough to pay for that destruction of furniture and such. But of course, there is hope because Aiden, who's a local gardener, has a baby dragon he cannot control at all. So he decides to strike a deal with Saphira and says, hey, if you train my baby dragon, I'll foot the bill for all the destruction that happens in this cafe. What could go wrong? And it sounds so cute, doesn't it? So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I am, of course, involved in several book clubs, so let's go through those. The first is my own, the ABC Book Club. Please join us on Discord. We have a fabulous time. We're actually changing it up a little bit this month moving forward because I think I like this better. Instead of voting on several book options, we're actually going to make suggestions. And so from these suggestions, I'll pick one that seems to be the most popular and we'll do it that month and then maybe pick the other ones for the following months and just kind of enjoy it that way. That way I know there's going to be books on there that people absolutely love and want to do. And then instead of breaking down a whole weekly schedule of chapters, instead I'm just going to have us free write what we want. Still use those spoiler tags, please, and specify what chapter you're on or page that you're on so nobody gets spoiled, before they're ready. But that way it's just an open dialogue and we're just going to have a good time. And I think we'll enjoy this format a little bit more. It's a little more relaxed, less school homeworky. So I'm excited to give this a try. So for this month starting off, we're going to be doing The River Has Roots by Amal El Mortar, I believe it's called. So thank you for your suggestion on there for that. And in this one, it's only like 130 odd pages long. So it should be real short, real sweet, real easy. Please join us and have a good time with us. We're going to be following two sisters, Esther and I think it's Isabel, in a small town of Thistleford that's on the edge of Fairy. And this Hawthorne family, these sisters love each other so much and they love their simple life. Well, a overly forceful suitor tries to pursue Esther and she rejects him in favor of a lover that she has from Fairy. This angers everyone so much that now the sisters' lives and their home that they love so much is at risk. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this, right? I mean, I have a feeling the sisters will prevail, but we'll see. I'm also a part of my local library's Page Turners Book Club. We're going to be doing The River We Remember by William Kruger. I'm not huge on historical fiction, but they seem to really, really love it. So we're going to be in 1958 in a small Minnesota town that gets rocked by a murder of one of their most powerful citizens. So I'm hoping it'll be good. But I was told I'm only allowed to DNF books 2 times in a row. And since I had DNF'd 2 of them previously, last month's nonfiction I was forced to read. So I'm going to make sure to get through this one because I never know when it's going to bite me in the butt that I DNF 2 in a row. So I'm going to try really, really hard not to DNF this one and let you guys know what I think. Hopefully it ends up being really good. Then for the Happily Ever After book club, we're doing Delilah Green Doesn't Care. And I think that sounds so cute. And this is by Ashley Herring Blake. I know it's a sapphic romance and I know it follows 2 young ladies who I think dated previously and then didn't work out. And so now we fast forward into the future and one of them has a kid. The other one has a booming photography business, but her family never really accepts her. And the 2 kind of get thrown together again. So I'm excited to see sparks flying and see what happens with this. And I think it'll be very enjoyable. I have really enjoyed the books for the most part in this one, and I've not DNF'd any in this book club. Then I also am a part of, because Indie Archive didn't have their book up yet. So that's it for book clubs. But moving on to Netgalley, I got approved for The Poppy Fields. I'm excited. This is by Nikki Ehrlich, and it's a remote part of the desert in California. There is a very controversial experimental treatment center. Here it says if you have the pain of the loss of a loved one, you can just sleep away that pain. For as long as it takes, you just keep sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. And then when your heartbreak is over, They bring you back up from that sleep. The only catch, because there's always got to be a catch, is you have to be willing to accept a potential shadowy side effect. What is that? Like, let me know below. Would you do that? Would it be worth it if there's this shadowy, unknown potential side effect? I don't know, but I'm very intrigued and I cannot wait to read this and let you guys know what I thought of it. And again, we all need to get through our series, right? So with this one, I am going to be continuing the Wolves of Summer series. Like I said, the Bound to the Fae series. Royal Mate is book 4. And so I'll be doing that obviously after number 2 and number 3. And of course, I like to leave you guys with my top 3 I'm most looking forward to coming out in the month so that I get to add them to my advent jar and so you guys know kind of what's on the horizon. So for the month of June, on the 10th of the month, we're going to get Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. Kim actually got to read an arc of this and said it was absolutely fabulous. It looks like we're going to have 3 different timelines and 3 different people, and it looks like there's going to be romance, loss, very tough choices. So not anything I've read from V.E. Schwab before, so this will be interesting. Normally she's more into the fantasy, but we'll see. Also coming out on the 10th is The Bachelorette Party by Camilla Sten. I've not read from this author before, but the little tagline here is Scream meets the guest list. So I'm in. This sounds intriguing to me. And then on the 17th, The Poppy Fields by Nikki Ehrlich, which like I said, I got this as a NetGalley arc. So I'm excited about it coming out because it does just sound really, really cool. It almost gives me vibes of also what I had told you previously to expect, but also kind of a why am I blanking? The Yellow Brick Road. Why am I blanking? Oh my gosh. The Wizard of Oz. Why was I blanking on that so hard? I think because it's the end of the video and I'm tired. Well, thank you all for being here and sticking it out. And let me know what you're most excited to read in the month of June and what you think I'll enjoy the most on this and any other info that you think needed said after watching me play my games. That's all I'm saying about that. I'm tired of giving hints. Please like, subscribe, send your friends, and I'll see you all next time.